All systems are nominal. Looks like everything is ready to go. Salutations, class, and welcome back. Let's see how that YouTube feed is working. Just double checking. I am seeing stuff on my end. And yeah, once again, we are having the same issue as last time. As y'all can see from the chat on the side, it says that my live stream has ended, but the chat's still working and stream is still live, so we'll just see how this plays out. Salutations, class, and welcome back. Warmest welcomes to Storm, glad to see you. Where we last left off, we'd been doing a lot of stuff over in the Seviing Islands, here and there, and we're kind of getting on to the second half of business. I believe where we last left off, it was in Pattern Bush, getting just to the other side of the green path. Yeah, well, we got to Altering Cave at the very end of that route, which has some Johto Pokemon, but not too much that we're interested in. Luckily, this version has a lot of that stuff settled for all the nonsense that would be happening in Altering Cave, which was an event that never even got a full release. So, it's something they programmed into the game that never got to see the light of day. But welcome, everyone. Welcome. It's been a particularly busy day, and I'm super excited to get back to streaming FireRed for y'all. We should be maybe on our second to last, or even possibly our last stream for what we have to handle for new content in this game. Yeah, we can always grind for higher levels and such, but surprisingly, FireRed is pretty lackluster in post-game content compared to the likes of, say, Emerald, which has plenty of it. And yeah, we don't get any real good battle facilities to go through here. There's one battle facility that has a few preset Pokemon and a reward once you get to the end of it. But that's it. Just a single reward. I believe, yeah, we got Bugsy to evolve. So what we're wanting to do is we're wanting to get into the Rocket Hideout, which... Did we get the other password? I've already forgotten. I know there's stuff at the other end of the island here, as well as a number of trainers. Tell me, where are the mountains around these parts? I might have to look up a guide again. We're currently traversing to the bottom of 6 Island, which has the dotted hole. You're so tired, but it's too early to go to bed. I've had way too many days like that, Storm. How early did you wake up? I'm also glad to see that everyone's caught up in level. Even matching a lot of the enemies we got. Don't paralyze, please. Darn it! A little bit of health back, always useful. Funny how Onix outspeeds us. It's so weird to think that speed is Onix's second highest stat. Well, Storm, it sounds like you might need to be Storm of the Naps. Nap of the Seas? I'm saying a good bit of rest wouldn't hurt. Hey, there's the cross chop. You got that through an egg move. Or is that one of those moves that you get learned by a pre-evolution if they don't evolve? There's a lot of that in Gen 3. I think they took that out in later generations. I know there's a lot of silly stuff like, if you keep a Torchic until level 40-something, it'll learn Flamethrower on its own. If you sleep now, you're just gonna wake up at like 3 AM and your sleep schedule won't be fixed. Understandable. Yeah, I've had plenty of days like that myself. Alright, let's get ourselves a little bit of healing in here. We're only really going to need to worry about a full heal. Heck, we're not too far away from the Pokemon Center, to be perfectly honest. It's right around the corner, but I know we're going to run into a lot of wild Pokemon if we try to come back through. You, Storm, want to use instant action to mess around with the new mechs that we get in the new Mech Warrior DLC. Not experience the story, but just experience the mechs. And howdy, Marky. How are you doing? Nata's another Pokemon I really, really like. I kind of want to catch this just for the sake of it. Ah, that's fair, Storm. If it is something you're only going to be playing with the rest of us, then yeah, technically only one of us has to have the DLC. And yeah, easily done. It usually forages for food on the ground, but may, on rare occasions, hop onto branches to peck at shoots. Natu was transferred to Bill's PC. Waiting to grab the Ingrid stuff, completely understandable. When exactly was she coming out? Was it a Tuesday or two from now? Just trying to take a mental note of when I really need to put Street Fighter on the schedule. Which, yes, I have been itching to return to. Heck, next time I'm gonna be closing... Oh, Aaron! Congratulations on the first! Also, Storm, those redeems from right before stream started, I gotta get those. So, here is your hug, Storm. Tomorrow, we might have to switch her on the Hollow Knight redeem then. I will take that Hydrate, Posture Check, and Stretch from Storm before immediately drowning myself at the behest of Aaron's demands. Alright, got a Posture Check. Hydro Pump. Has that even shown up as an option on Blastoise yet? Or is that something we learn way later? I know a lot of Pokemon in this generation stop learning things at, like, level 60 or so. In newer generations, some of them keep going out to level 100. There is half the tea glass for now. Another Sokoban puzzle. A battle with you, so high up. And here's the second. Well, there goes basically the entire tea glass in the first 10 minutes. You are not a grass type. Is Sudowoodo based off of any specific phenomenon? Like, I know the gimmick is that it's a rock that looks like a tree. But is there anything like that in reality that's based off of? Hydro Pump is yet to come. Well, hopefully it's soon for Blastoise. Though we could make some use of Hydro Cannon, especially when we have to refight the Elite Four. Petrified Wood? I like that idea, actually. I like that idea a lot. Bulbapedia likely would have some information on that. Ah, another treasure. I've been thinking... Yeah, something I remember mentioning a couple of weeks ago when I was trying to prep for party time. Before work ended up being kind of topsy-turvy. Even in my new position with things being absolutely better, they're still changing my schedule to accommodate for things. So, I know I did mention the possibility of doing a Pokemon Showdown session. I'm thinking possibly next, let's see. I don't know if it's next Sunday, but... Or my Showdown enjoyers in the chat. Would y'all like to schedule something for that next week? As one of our potential weekend things to do. The leftovers help a lot, especially with how tanky Blastoise is. Alright, just for the sake of putting another cat in my pocket. Close enough. I think it'd be way better to raise up a Meowth. But yeah, I mentioned Showdown potentially as a party thing to do, and to be perfectly honest with y'all, I'm feeling like partying for the next solid month just because of how happy I am. The new job is treating me absolutely better. However, it is often leaving me a bit sleepy at certain times in which I would be streaming, depending on the day, though right now it's a case of having weird shifts right next to each other. This should stable out a lot in the future. Aw, Wooper! I didn't even know this is where we find him. Yeah, I knew about the first Pokemon movie and watched a lot of the Kanto stuff when I was a kid. Then kind of drifted away from Pokemon for a bit, then came right back around to it once I got a GBA. So, the entire collection of Johto Mons, I was very unfamiliar with when I was experiencing FireRed for the first time. And yeah, before everything was documented so heavily on the internet, every Johto Pokemon I ran across was a surprise. Cracked 2K and random bats. Heck yeah, Aaron. Yeah, I'm down for any metagame. I know Kahila plays a lot of Gen 3 OU. You play basically exclusive random battles. I'm actually excited to get smoked by both of y'all, because I have so little experience with competitive Pokemon by now. Really, my capacity to win would be if I gambled on a hard read and got really, really lucky. I get that, Aaron. I completely get that. Yeah, I'd be down for just a Pokemon Showdown night. Once Kahila comes around, I'll ask y'all on what y'all are most interested. Well, I'll put in a poll in the Discord server, too. Team building is part of the thing I enjoy about it, specifically. Love building comps, building teams, whatever it be. Baldur's Gate, or building a mech and mech warrior? I don't remember the pathway to Dotted Hole being this long. And Nitari still hasn't leveled up. I guess it's because you are yoinking away all that experience. Let's give it back to Bugsy. I'm glad we got everyone nicknamed eventually. For a few of them it took a while to figure out. There appear to be many secrets still unsolved in this world. Not for much longer, because we're about to get the last couple of ruins and secrets in FireRed. It's a shame. I ended up playing this game for somehow 500 hours. In retrospect, though, there's very little to do once you do the little bit of Sevi Island stuff. Yeah, random battles has the automatic level adjustment, right? Like Pokemon that themselves have lower elos tend to get higher levels to compensate, right? Because I think I've done a very, very few number of random battles. I think this area here is also where you find Yanma. Well, that's cool. I ought to give it more of a play. Rock ground types abound. We are running out of surfs, though. Yeah, let's do it again. I'm curious, what compelled you to come here? I wonder if there's a few of them we can get out of the way with ice beams. Oh, well, this would be it. I really like FireRed's UI and general aesthetics, especially compared to the Owen games. I wish we had, like, Emerald levels of post-game in FireRed and Leaf Green. That would shoot them up to some of my absolute favorite Pokemon games. As much as I love Kanto, yeah, we still have so much of the DS era, which goes so well. Heart Gold and Soul Silver ought to be great, too. So long since he battled, he says, even though he's got a level 50 golem. It's been said that there are mysterious stones on this island. I suspect it has something to do with the ruins here. I ended up conquering the battle facilities in the 6th generation. And 5th. But never in the ones where they were really good. I hadn't gone through enough of them by the time that the next generation came out, basically. I'm not quite sure when and how the Pokemon Emerald stream happens. I have been thinking about Touhoumon Purple, which is Pokemon Emerald, but with Touhou, of course. That one, just for the sake of having an entirely new experience, I think I'd have a blast with the Battle Frontier with. Let's actually swap out here. I don't want to burn our last surf so soon. Yeah, rock solid defense. And a really good attack stat to abuse. Howdy, Nobo. What's on your mind? How you been? Oh, interesting. It's so weird to think about how Scizor was still performing so well in this generation, despite not having what makes it good in newer generations. So, nothing we can read on here. The door doesn't budge at all. Check it more thoroughly. On closer inspection, there are several dots on the door. So this one I already know. I wonder what the dots on the sides say, or the actual tile set. But this one I remember from a long while back. Oh, right. We've unlearned it by now. School is ending and you kind of have to lock the fuck in tomorrow. Do you have your, exams coming around? Well, I bid you the absolute best of luck, Nobo. Eat the CD real quick. Finals are done. You have to... Aww. Well, good luck on the retake, Nobo. So yeah, that door says cut. We slice open that door. I like that it gets its own art. We probably won't need cut again. All the way back down to Aerial Ace. There we go. See ya, Nobo, and good night. I believe in you. Beautifully done. Sword Stance has 36 PP. Did we use a PP up on Bugsy and I don't remember? 36, that's a weird number. Wouldn't be surprised. just once accidentally used the wrong... let's see. That's 2 letters, so I assume that says up. So we have to distinguish between left or right. And I know because of how frequently it's shown up, being the most common letter in the English alphabet. The second character there with the 2 diagonal dots is an E, so this should be left, right, and presumably down for the last one. Short, sweet, to the point. Oh, he followed me right afterwards. I guessed right. I was right in tailing you. I knew that there was a sapphire here, so it belongs to me. I'll sell it to Team Rocket for serious money. Don't glare at me like that. If you want it back, why don't you go get it after I sell it? I'll even tell you one of the passwords to Team Rocket's warehouse. The warehouse password I know is yes, nah, Chansey. I'm done. Don't think badly of me. You know, this is very much a situation in which a child, of which I know children to be very bitter, would definitely have Pokemon on hand to help with this. Oh, you know what? For the sake of having fun with it, let's see what this one says. So, bringing up our translation, we've got yep, bring this back in. We still have it saved. So we are looking at L, E, T. So let. Bring this up here. Let T, I'm gonna assume H, yep, E. Let the T let the 2? Yeah, let the 2 enjoy your gaming time, Storm. Let the 2 you know what, if I just brought this over by my other screen and not just where I have my streamer set up, this would be a lot easier. Alright. Let the 2 G L I T T glittering. Yeah. Let the 2 glittering. I'm going to assume that says stones. S T O. Yep. N E S. Let the 2 glittering stones. Oh, whoops. One too many S's there. Which one is that? Oh. O. N. E. 1 in... In? Yeah. 1 in... R, E... 1 in red, 1 in blue, probably? Yep. 1 in blue. C O N N connect E C T T H E I always liked this music for any of the little dark areas except instead of the one that we get for Rock Tunnel. This one's kind of a little funny. This one's pretty funny for like forests and caves and such. The other one with almost what sounds like a theremin always creeped me out a bit too much. So P A S T. Wait, what? Connect the pass. Is that a period? Hold on, let me look at a different chart. Yeah, that's a period. Let the two glittering stones. Wait. Let the two... Oh. Let the two glittering stones, no comma. One in red, one in blue connect the past. Oh, we still have more. We have way more. T. W. O. Yeah. 2. F. R. Ns. I-E. N. D. S. 2 friends. S. Funny how I didn't just completely remember Braille from this. S-H share. R-E... No. Shard? No. Sharing. P. O. W. Sharing power. Yep. Just run a bit of autocomplete. Sharing power. O. P. E. N. 2 friends sharing power. Open. A. W. Okay, so it's not world. Open A. W I. Oh, window? Yeah. Open a window. Presumably 2. Yep. 2 friends sharing power. Open a window 2. A. I'm gonna guess that says new. Yep. A new. Is that where it says world? Yeah. Oh, it keeps going. It's gonna go off the screen at this point. T. H. A. T. That. G. L. O W S period. And it keeps going. This is way longer than the other one. Enjoy a little bit of cryptography though. T H E the N E the next I'm just gonna have to start typing on the same line by now. The next world. At least I'm starting to recognize some whole worlds now. Whole words. And some whole worlds, I suppose. The world of Grail. Then the next world waits. Yeah. Okay, there's the last one. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna guess 4. Y-O-U? Yeah. And then period. Let the 2 glittering stones, one in red, one in blue, connect the past. 2 friends sharing power open a window to a new world that glows. The next world waits for you. And cute little distraction, little sideshow we got here. That's mostly to make up for the fact that I have to go with basically no tea until the next break that we got coming in. We fought that Pokemaniac. We've got our quick way out of here now. Alright, so we have our 2 palindromes that are the passwords to get into the Rocket Hideout. Another Sokoban. It's an awful lot of them in this game. No, did we get it wrong? No, because I can move this one up afterwards. That's right. I don't even remember the Sunstone in this game. Wait, that's used for Sunflora, right? Yeah. Sunflora and Blossom. I thought that was one of the stones like the Dawn and Dusk that got added in the next game. Alright, let's fly on out of here. Oh, right. You're our flyer. And that's to 7 Island. Really? Have we not been to 7 Island yet? Well, I know a lot of the stuff there is optional. So we're going to 5 Island next, which is where the Rocket Hideout is. And 5 Island. I do love cruising around so much. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-bum-bum-bum-bum. And right, we already forgot cut, so we can't even use the shortcut there. Now, this is gonna be a whole dungeon in here, isn't it? Goldine need log. Yes, nah, Chansey. The warehouse's door opened. So, these fiends are still operating, huh? Who needs experience? Well, any of y'all do. Oh boy, this one's gonna be a doozy, isn't it? Well, I can take that. I wonder if all these panels on the ground make it way easier to move things. Also, why are you spinning around every single time? What sort of technology does this? Oh, well. Yeah, let's use that immediately. Oh gee, I wonder who I'm gonna trade this Porygon with. This makes way more sense. You know, just install an upgrade on your Porygon. And there we go. Our team is complete, y'all. Our friend Blocky has finally reached their full power. Let's see how your stats compare. Yeah, an HP stat in line with just about everyone else on the team. Excellent defenses, still doing great with that quiet nature. And yeah, having a special attack stat that's comparable to a lot of other members on our team. Even if it's the second lowest, Blocky still remains a very good tanky mon. How cute. Yeah, we lucked out getting such a good nature there. In fact, why don't we show off your new power, shall we? Oh, you've been holding the lucky egg. I keep forgetting we need to trade that around. Oh, now your Pokemon look strong. You're willing to sell them? Oh, you wanted to battle. Not for sale. Each and every one of them is a dear treasure. That's a cool one to find. I think it's the first Houndour we come across, too. Which is actually a really strong Pokemon for Rocket Grunts to have. Appropriate, sure. Did they use them a lot in Gold and Silver? I mean, it's been 15 years since I played that game too, so there's a lot to revisit. Being real with y'all, I'm super excited to get back to playing all these games again. As I told y'all, the itch has returned. That sent us back to square one, didn't it? Not quite. Did you come here knowing it's Team Rocket's warehouse? If I remember correctly, Giovanni just kind of like up and left. I don't think we see him again. Because I know if you use the item finder where he was standing in the gym, that's where you get the Macho Brace. Which initially I had no idea what it meant. When it said it helps Pokemon grow quickly, I was like, oh, is that the EXP booster? No. Because even as a kid, I could do the math. I didn't figure out effort values until 4th generation. And by figure out, I mean look it up. Since Gen 4 was when I was starting to think about competitive battling. And Gen 5 was when I was starting to actually do things with it. What do you think you're doing? Though the only friends I really got to battle were my friends. Well, the only people I got to battle were my friends. I wasn't doing online GTS stuff very often. I wouldn't chalk my connection up to being particularly stable way back when. Nope, that puts us way back here again. It's so confusing to read, too. Nope. Alright, so then we go to the one on the left. We gotta start remembering all these. Does this take us forward? We're wanting to go... Yeah, I think we can just walk along Route 3. No, we can't. That is back to the beginning. Darn it. Wait, that might be what we're looking for. Okay, so that sends us to the side so we can get to that panel right there. Also, why is there a phone here? It's a telephone. Better not use it. You know, I could just call out and tell the authorities where the Team Rocket hideout is. So up, and then left. This sends us back here. We tried stepping onto here, and I think we made some progress. Yeah, because now... this moves us right to where the other tile goes anyway. I think these both send us back, yeah. So we need to get to this big empty space in the middle, which requires us landing on that tile to the left of us. Except now we gotta see where we get to lead to that one. Actually, in order to run into that one, we kind of have to already be on the right path. That's what it is. Okay. No, I think we come back from this direction. Nope. Ah! I hate this. I hate this puzzle so much. It's so confusing to look at. You can't even see everything on one screen. Welcome, Kahila. Yeah, that is exactly how I'm feeling right now. Okay, so to get to that point, we gotta start up there. Okay. I got it. It's the tile directly to the left of that guy. Class time got extended. Oh no! Luckily we're gonna be here for another hour at least. People being tardy, huh? There we go. Now we carefully walk between... Hey, look at that. Suspiciously isolated box has something wonderful in it. Well, luckily, Kahila, we've also not been here very long. The only thing you've missed is us getting in Dotted Hole and then spending a long time looking at the Braille puzzle. Hey, there it is. We were waiting on... Wait, no, we were just waiting on that for Viper, right? Huh. The beating grass types in the mirror tech, I guess? Between Sleep Powder and Leech Seed, neither of those are really worth giving up for Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb's great, though. But other than folks being tardy, how has your day been, Kahila? Both of these will lead to the same spot. I got word about you from the others. But there's no way a kid like you'd know our boss, Giovanni. Aw. Well, hopefully the rest of your evening, Kahila, ends up going a lot better than how things were today. Oh, I do bring good news. We did just grab the upgrade. And look at that, copying Insomnia so we can't be Hypnosist. Well, in spite of the piling on bad news, Kahila, I do hope things end up getting better. That still remains true. Blocky can't take too much self-damage from having a low attack. Right, you did DM me something, and I think I checked it right when I got home, but I might not have paid too much attention to it. Or I might have already forgotten. Let me check. Oh, right, it was something about... Oh, yeah, that's what it was. It was last night. I think that I am entirely on board. My roommate... So that's a Tomodachi post. My roommate has made everyone pansexual on this island, and it has led to the absolute most hilarious combinations. Aside from anyone that we'd specifically want paired together, or folks who specifically request being ace. If it's like fictional characters, I think making them all pan would be the funniest way to go. I don't know who they date. I mean, anyone dating the Lash would be funny. If the Lash would only be able to develop a mutual attraction with, and I quote, something truly evil, that's worth a laugh. Oh, well, I guess I said that right before... I said that right before your message popped up. If only I spoke just a little bit slower. It's okay, folks will forget, and I'll forget, even before next time it's brought around. That's right, I gotta spend quite a bit of time... Well, tomorrow's my day off, and Saturday is our Tomodachi stream. Good news, I do have Monday off as well, so Saturday gets to be a party day as well. And maybe even Monday. I gotta get to adding a lot of folks onto Tomodachi. Record the art class? Just record the drawing things? Very, very fair, Kahila. Something on the schedule now, especially since I can devote more time to streaming properly. I do want to do art streams again, because that was something that we did way back in 2021 as an experiment when we were designing stuff for Rivals of Aether. I don't know or care if what I'm doing is right or wrong. I just put my faith in Giovanni and do as I'm told. Sounds like some... Oh, Team Rocket admin. Using the generic sprite? But yeah, I'll see if I can find a... You know what, that would even be better for the Tomodachi streams themselves. Just being able to draw on stream. Yeah, I'll grab another capture card. It's a shame that, it's a shame I didn't consider that before starting the stream. In Gold, Silver, Crystal, they had the really cool suits. Yeah. That would be the reason to sign on. For the fashion. It was our own Arbok that we were looking for Sludge Bomb for. Oh, well, speak of the devil. I kind of liked how way out there a lot of Team Galactic's outfits were. Is this supposed to be a boss fight? I forget the animation for Gunk Shot because I see it so seldomly. Watch this pro gamer move. Yeah, gotcha. Oh, I didn't even know Arbok could learn. It's a trash can. I entirely believe it. Because I think I saw it like once back in Gen 4? And wasn't it like a purple blob back then? But yeah, a trash can being thrown was perfect. Arbok being good in wrap spam teams because it beats Gengar with Glare and Earthquake. Yeah, for the switch in. That's actually why I like a lot of, like, even something as goofy as Thunder Wave Zapdos, just to catch whatever switches in. Get him paralyzed, and then you can swap to your counter with that paralysis being permanent. You're doing things according to your beliefs and morals. I understand now. I've made it so you can come back through here. Why don't you go get rested and refreshed for what lies ahead? The admin after me outranks me thoroughly as a trainer. You'd better steel yourself for one harsh challenge. Okay, I'm not thinking Gen 1, I'm thinking Gen 3. But yeah, no, you can't. You can't Thunder Wave the Rhydon. Ba-da-da-dum. Bum-ba-da-da-dum. Actually, yeah, I'll be honest. Let's get the healing in, just because I know Porygon's gonna need a lot of the PP. But yeah, it always strikes me as interesting how different some metagames around Gengar are, depending on before Gen 3 where it got Levitate, and then after, what, Gen 6 where it lost it again? Or was it Gen 7? So long that Gengar was at the top of the ladder just for having, well, an amazing stat line, an amazing move pool, great typing, with an ability that complements said typing, and then eventually they took it away and gave it Cursed Body. And it was still strong. Yeah, 3 immunities. Ghost being an incredible offensive type in later generations. Yeah, like if you swap in on a resisted hit, Cursed Body is very helpful. Isn't defensive Gengar a thing in older generations? When it got to abuse less Shadow Ball and Sludge Bomb. For example, Gen 3 before they were special attacks. That's so weird that something with that stat spread ends up being defensive. Mostly only in Gen 3? Yeah, that checks out. Alright. Blocky, you're our champ. That's quite enough of you playing the hero, kid. Spreading lies about how Team Rocket has disbanded. It's such an obvious attempt to cause confusion in our ranks. Fortunately, we're not so ignorant to fall for the lies of a child. And now, I'll show you how scary an angry adult can be. Right, Special Pursuit. I forgot it even learned Pursuit. I miss Pursuit so much, said the guy who hasn't played in generations that don't have Pursuit. I would love to try newer gen battling. Because last one I played was Gen 7. So I never did anything with Gigantamaxing or Terrestrialization. I'll ask around and see who wants Gen 8 streams, because it was something I wasn't too interested in a while ago. But I'm willing to come back around on it. Yeah, every other Ghost types has absolutely atrocious HP, and... Wait, no it doesn't? What was that in regards to Kahila? Confounded stream delay getting in the way of our conversations again. Gengar doesn't learn Pursuit in Gen 3. Okay, I was misreading what you were saying then. Confounded is one of my favorite words to use. Though I don't use it enough. I don't usually get enough of an excuse to use it. You have exceptional speed, and... you also probably have Pursuit. So I'm going to take a very bad risk Haha! T-Tar coming in on Gengar and threatening pursuit or Rock Slide is... yeah. 50-50 of the decade. I imagine defensive Gengar lives one pursuit, right? That sounds about appropriate. Then Gengar also has, Will-O-Wisp defensively, right? Most ghosts get that. I always like that kind of stuff when it comes down to actual guessing 50-50s in these games. It's cool. You were too strong. That's Giovanni's badge. So it's true. Team Rocket really has disbanded. We will abandon this warehouse. But don't think this is over. I won't let this be the end. I will find Giovanni, and I will resurrect Team Rocket. I will. Until then, farewell. Is that everyone out of here? Just in case this guy's a trainer, let's get a little bit of healing in here. Do we still have hypers? We'll do the max potion then. Yeah, it's a shame Focus Punch doesn't really have much prominence in newer generations. I love how important it is in Gen 3. Of course, I say this having admired Gen 3 from a distance. I almost managed to sell the Sapphire for huge money. Then, you just had to come along and blow the whole deal apart. There's no forgiveness for you. That's right. When I build my Gen 3 OU team, which I did start doing, I think last week in preparation, I still need to have a Focus Puncher on there. Yeah, that's a really, really cool way to do it too. Does chili reception have negative priority? Bulk up Meta Jam. It's a shame. There's so many Hoenn Pokemon that are like really, really good in Gen 3 and never get to shine again. I mean, Mega Meta-chan is really cool. But stuff like Claydol being a really, really good support Pokemon in Gen 3. Then I think less so later on. A Ground Psychic with Levitate, I believe, right? And Rapid Spin? Cool stuff. You, we actually don't do super effective damage to. Blocky is significantly less blocky indeed, Levy. How you doing? That's right, we don't have an Earthquaker. We don't have a fire attack. Wait. You have Flamethrower, right? We didn't even put Flamethrower on Sidewinder. This is why Marissa might have actually been a better choice for our team than Zapdos. Yeah, elemental punches too. Isn't slacking in Gen 3 like borderline tier? Like the one time it was actually kind of usable? Because everything else is weaker, of course. Oh hey, look at that! That stream delay doesn't look to be that bad today. This is gonna be a problem. Yeah, still exceptional stats for that generation. Don't be paralyzed. Oh no, not the crit. Yeah, the only thing it's missing is good... Like, I know it has low special defense. Quadruply ineffective, but good enough damage. Yeah, I mean, it's the ability being a problem. I wonder how often it shows up in doubles. Because, like, you could use it alongside something with, Skill Swap or Galarian Wheezing. That is what... Geezing. Okay, I'm gonna call it that from now on. That's perfect. That's perfection. God, darn! 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 If I can't sell it, it's worthless. Go ahead, take it. And we already gave up the ruby, right? An exquisitely beautiful gem that has a blue glow. It symbolizes honesty. Alright. And just as something else we get in this version. It's a stolen Bulbasaur. Will you take it? Ah, we can. Is that guy gonna leave? Are you just gonna stay here and be mad? What do you want now? Go on, get lost. Leave me be. Real quick trip back to the Pokemon Center. I think that concludes our quest line. If I remember correctly, a lot of Sevi Islands is self-contained. We're right at a good spot for another break too, so I think we'll do that real quick. Especially considering I have been talking everyone's ears off, and I need a drink. So, see y'all in just a couple minutes, y'all. we are back. So yeah, let's go ahead and put up a couple of our team members real quick. Oh, well, guess who else is back? A friend. I took an hour to postpone the stream. One, for anyone who wants to be a part of it, to know what to expect before we got in. And two, to give me a little bit more time to rest from work, since work today was rather troublesome. And for that hour extra, I ended up snuggling with Mr. Scrunko here on my desk. I was in a good mood to relax. I just pulled up one of my games, and he laid in my arms the entire time. Being the sweetheart he always is. Snuggling's basically all that he does these days. I mean, he's an old cat. He doesn't get the zoomies nearly as much as he used to. But yeah, used to be he'd enjoy lazing around wherever he could find a spot. These days, he wants to laze around on my desk. So, let's grab our little starter Pokemons here. Xander Charmander. Why didn't we take that as our starter? We get to do that in the future. Call it Charzander. But yeah. Got our little collection complete here. So yeah, whichever starters you don't get, you also have the chance to find later. And I think that leaves us with the option of grabbing every Pokemon that would be showing up in... not in Gen 3, but across FireRed and Leaf Green. We can get all of them. We've got the extra fossils, too. Doesn't matter where we fly to, really. Also, I kind of want to make sure Scrunko's a little bit away from the desk, just in case he starts pressing keys. I guess laying down near the stream deck is not the worst thing he could be doing. It would be really cool building a team out of starters like this was Pokemon Yellow. Did we ever get an experience like that with Let's Go Pikachu? Because I know we had Pikachu and Eevee as kind of the starters of those games. Alright, on to 7 Island, which we haven't done anything with. Haven't even unlocked that spot. 7 Island, Quest Island of Infinity. I always felt like 7 was my favorite. I may not look like much now, but when I was younger, I flew everywhere, challenging trainers wherever I found them. Now my only source of enjoyment is reminiscing about the past, while watching battles. There's all the packages up in the back. I wonder what that's all about. My name is Greg. Long ago, I was the Pokemon League champion. Those were the days. Now I'm retired, but I still possess a rare Pokemon. Do you have the diploma for completing the Kanto Dex? If you do, I'll give you my rare Pokemon. Doesn't look like you have the diploma. Complete your Kanto Dex and get your diploma from Celadon City. Then come see me again. Sharon, I'm guessing... okay. Oh. Oh! Wait! Huh? Where are the other 3 Gregs? Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 5. Oh, I think we gotta complete our little quest line first. Yeah, okay, so we have the flying spot for 7 islands. Let's go check in the Celio on 1 island here real quick. Oh, immediately, just walks in. Hey, here you go. So, this is the gem that forms a pair with the ruby. Xander, you've gone through a lot to get this, didn't you? You don't have to tell me. I know it wasn't easy. Thank you so much. Now it's my turn to work for you. Please give me a little time. Okay, this is good. Just do a little bit of walking in place right in front. I did it! I linked up with Lynette. Xander, I did it! I've managed to link up with trainers in the Hoenn region. Finally, the network machine is fully operational. Xander, I owe it all to you. Thanks to you, my dream came true. So, now we'd be able to trade with Ruby and Sapphire, if that meant anything. Questline complete. Do we get the other island? No. Wonder how we do that. Do we do that from Vermilion? This island has been left virtually untouched in its natural state. It could be a little difficult to hike around because of that. These islands are called the Seviing Islands because there are 7. Or, at least that's what the young people believe. The truth is, these islands are so named because they're said to have been made in 7 days. And with a fast current about. Funny how they have better stuff being shipped out here than we do to most of the cities in Kanto. Yeah, full restores and revives all about. Somewhere on this island, peculiar Pokemon are sleeping. Raudettes. Don't know if I've ever heard that name. Evolve your Natu, will you? I evolved my Porygon. Your little bird should be better. I almost wanted to say duck, because isn't that what everyone agrees Porygon's supposed to be? A duck? One thing I do like, and of course it's the Pokemon that's supposed to be a 3D model. I love how the 3D updated Porygon does bob like a drinking bird. I think that's perfection. Funny enough, we've got Blocky for a Porygon name here, which, of course, is no longer quite so appropriate. Let's see. Yeah, it was for Gen 6. I had a Porygon 2 and a Porygon Z. I love both of them. I love that whole evolution line so much. I had a Porygon 2 named Pixel and a Porygon Z named Voxel. And I always felt a little bit clever for those names. I want to see something. If we swap out Blocky and then swap back to Trace Insomnia, does that wake Blocky up? Yeah, end of turn. Look at that. Huh? Why did it fail? Does it have to be the same Pokemon standing in? Oh, that's... No wonder we didn't see that until it got buffed. How the heck did that work? Also, it's so weird that the Psychics have just such a normal girl sprite. Anything in this little conspicuous spot? No. I sensed your approach. So yeah, I believe this right here is where we have essentially the battle tower of this gen. Or really just a FireRed and Leaf Green. Goodness, I can't wait to experience the Battle Frontier. I don't think I even got to the Elite Four in my copy of Emerald. By the time I had Emerald, it was very, very close to Gen 4's debut. And as cool as Gen 3 competitive is, I still prefer the diversity that we get out of newer movesets. Physical special split, and so on and so forth. I could do without Stealth Rocks, though. If I had to pick one move to ever remove, it would... Would it be Stealth Rocks? I think it would still be Stealth Rocks. I do think we need a... Weird that we get, like, the single pixel stairs. Those are different. I do think we need an anti-flying entry hazard, but I don't think it needs to have type effectiveness. Every fire flying type has been basically invalidated by Stealth Rocks, despite that, beforehand, being actually a pretty good type combination. Never mind battling. These stairs, they're tougher than any battle. Hi there, may I help? Oh. Trainer? Okay. Interesting. I'm here to see how good I am. I wonder what kind of trainers are waiting for me. It's nerve-wracking. Alright. I do want to see what we do in here, even if I don't remember the specifics of it. And everyone's at an approximately similar level. I never did this just because you'd have to go through the entire thing, and all the enemy Pokemon are leveled up to your strongest Pokemon. So everyone's going to be level 56 like Dragonite here, so... still doable. Welcome to Trainer Tower, where trainers gather from all over. Trainers are awaiting your challenge up to the 8th floor. It's a pain to have to have everyone at 50 or 60, exactly. Yeah, let's give them a challenge. Actually, you know what? Oh, we can't just start it over from there? I want to try doubles. That sounds like that'd be fun. I feel like Sidewinder might actually just be the best pick because she can plow through most things that come her way. Let's also pick something and teach you Flamethrower, which we really need. The only one on our team who can learn Flamethrower. Yeah, Steel-types beat us pretty reliably. We don't need Waterfall anymore. Yeah, I remember I eventually came back through here with a team of Pokemon that I did level up to level 50, but they weren't really strong ones, to be honest. Let's get with it right away. One of the trainers in here, if I remember correctly, has a shiny Espeon. Blocky, I think you're gonna do way better. Also, is Feraligator's name spelled like that in newer generations? Like, with just the R on the end? Is that literally a name that's been permanently included like that due to the fact that you can't put too many characters in? Also, set up pretty well. That'll do way less than Surf. You go, Blocky. Tank that damage. Yeah, Eviolite Porygon 2 is one of my all-time favorites. Love that little guy. Though, rather than building specifically for a defensive stat, I usually go the analytic, modest nature kind of Porygon situation. Or quiet. I've used Trick Room Porygon too quite a bit. Someone that resists normal would do better than... Yeah, we don't even have Marissa on our team. And I think we can come back through here and just fight him again. Like, we can heal and then go back in, if I remember correctly. Well, I know you don't get to learn Dragon Claw. No Roost on Scizor either. Yeah, everyone in here's pretty strong. It's all over. I surrender. I wonder why they talk like that. I know it's supposed to emulate the pre-made messages you can make. And you can just run right back in. They're actually written like that, just in all caps. Weird. Poison is just so awful, isn't it? I guess everyone here is just really, really excited. You get burned. Some people joke that they're robots. I like the idea. After all, we got the, Y'all remember the Trickmaster in Emerald? Really, that didn't kill. Trickmaster, whatever his name was. The guy who has the little puzzle dungeon that he made, essentially. The one that always gets me is the one where he has all the little robots set in there. I think they quiz you, and if you answer something wrong, they start spinning angrily. That always killed me as a kid. Alright, I know what works better here. Sludge Bomb this. And we still don't care, because we have Aerial Ace. I think whenever we play a game that has Magnezone accessible, that's a mon we should use. Because Steel and Electric's a fantastic defensive typing, as long as you know to avoid the Earthquakes that are going to be always looking for you. That's why I'm hoping one day we get Mega Magnezone. It doesn't even have to have good stats, because honestly, like, if you made Mega Magnezone fast, then we'd have a problem. But think about it. You have Magnezone with Magnet Pull to trap enemy Steel types. Then, say, Mega Magnezone gets Levitate, so yeah, make it an actual UFO. Give me biblically accurate Magnezone. Where it's just like the single big Magnezone guy in the middle. With a bunch of, like rings of tiny Magnemites. Hold on, I gotta draw this. This is something I can draw. Magnemite's easy to draw. And yeah, give it Levitate. So, Steel Electric with Levitate is something I've always wanted. Because I love steel types, obviously, being Mr. I grew up idolizing Dr. Robotnik. And I've already told y'all how many times I love electric types. But the fact that they don't combine very well upsets me. Okay, Steely Dan, sure. If that's what you want to call it. You know what? I wonder if we can get away with just sleep powdering whoever comes out first. Let's have an explosion party! Ground, they're still weak to fighting and fire. Yeah, all the usual steel weaknesses, and then just more weak to electric. Oh yeah, fighting is a real type after Jet. Oh, would you look at that? Well, here's where we would have wanted to use Sludge Bomb. Oh gee, if only we had a good bug type attack to use here. Wait, hold on, my brain is cooking. I've got an idea for Mega Magnezone. That sounds great. White boy is cooking. Make sure to bring the sauce that he lacks. Nice self-destruct there. You're perfect. Is it really so bad if a brave Scizor is paralyzed? Don't we just get another metal coat from getting to the top here? Sure, I'll take a Steelix. I like how, look at that, he stopped us in the middle of our run. Haha, you're not going anywhere. Okay, so it was a different tower I was thinking of a shiny Espeon. Because I know it shows up super early. Let's hope you don't have... that'll work. I don't think there's anything we want to fear from Slowbro. Right. I forget Slowbro can do that. Oh. Well, that's what we get for having a minus special defense nature. Well, there's nothing a non-set-upping Slowbro can really do to Porygon 2. I also liked Mega Slowbro. You just go for the Calm Mind Slack Off sets. No critical hits, so no one can even use that to cheat past your defenses. If we just KO you now, we don't gotta worry about the follow-up. Yawn means nothing. Hiya! Done and totally. So if I draw a Mega Magnezone concept, do I have to over-design it like every other Mega Evolution? Is that even a question? You know, RTL needs a chance to shine. We've used Zapdos so little for how important and how much I glazed Zapdos. Glazed Zapdos. Well, that's a ground type. Sure. You have Ice Beam, don't you? That's... that is apparently a problem. And we don't even have a rock resist, huh? But we do have someone with very good defenses. The biggest washout, going from the absolute best in Gen 1 competitive to just fairly unremarkable. Still, I do consider it to be one of the token Battle Tower Menace Pokemon, where you end up getting something with really, really high speed who can take out one of your important Mons out of your team of 3 and end up punching a huge hole in everything. Same thing with, in my opinion, the biggest demon you find in the Battle Tower. Rock Slide Aerodactyl. Here's where we need a lot more healing. I almost remember doing this before. Did I actually beat this on my FireRed? Am I thinking of a different challenge? I remember the Feraligatr. Of course, I had a level 100 Zapdos, so... And I didn't have anyone else level 100, so... Trying to get through everything solo with a Zapdos didn't really work too well. Okay, let's not run into a ground type. If my opponent sends out a Rhydon, then that'll just be a skill issue on my part. You. I am pretty happy with my toughness. Looks like a swimmer wait, is that a swimmer above ground? I didn't even know they had sprites for that. We're gonna get glared, aren't we? That... not really scared of that. We don't have any fighting type attackers, so this probably still is our single hardest hitting attack we can throw out anyway. Of course, Dunsparce could just have an enormous HP stat. Bum 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 bum. I have trouble believing that. Then again, we don't have effort value trained Mons. Like, not optimized. Yeah, 146 special attack is still on the weaker end on most of the attack stats we've got. Well, we have plenty of good fire resists in case the backup has flamethrower or whatever. Not really an issue. That is an issue. So weird for them to give a split evolution with Politoed. Like, that seems like such a weird evolution line to give a split. It already seems just so cohesive, but I guess Blossom's a bit of an oddball, too. So it goes. I wouldn't be surprised, Kahila. Blossom definitely looks like it would be one of those swapped during development situations. Yeah. It doesn't really fit in with the rest of the evolution line. Now sleep while we slowly seed your health away. Really? Resto Politoed? We don't really have insomnia to steal here, so no one's really sleep immune. I'm being attacked by a Scrunko, wanting attention. Oh. I think he might want food? I mean, it's time for our break soon. I fed him a couple hours ago. I'll see what else he needs. I can't believe you. Does Politoed get own tempo? I wonder, is this something we can yoink? Okay, Scrunko, what is it? What? He just wants the face scritches, because he's a Scrunko. It's, Trainer Tower is what it's called here, but yes, that's what we're doing. Though, it's hardly the challenge it is in the other contests. Well, welcome in, Anthony. Yeah, we're doing our little speed through the Trainer Tower. You shocked me out of happiness. Isn't there, like, one more? I'll still make sure we get everyone healed before we come back in here. Yeah, what a weird setup. This feels like a proto-battle tower. Did the battle tower exist in Ruby and Sapphire? Or did it all only start with the Battle Frontier? Because I know the battle tower has been a staple for every game afterwards. Or some similar battle facility. Battle Subway, Battle Tree, whatever you have it. I'm being attacked by a cat. He's using Fury Swipes on me. And there he is, back on the desk. Send him your love and your praise, for he is truly the most magnificent of Scrunkos. It started in Crystal. Really? I have a hard time remembering it in Ruby. Did we have an actual, and I mean, structured like every other battle tower kind of facility in FireRed, or is this like the really weird analog to it? Because I feel like I would have loved that as a kid. Look at this child, in all his youth, able to ascend these stairs so easily. This is Seven Island. I am a thief, give me something. We're in Seven Island right now. Oh, shiny Meowth. Look at that. Beauty Pie. Was Fake Out a dark type attack in this generation? I swear, Fake Out was dark at some point. Then they made it normal because it was too powerful. Kahila may be stupid. Well, if you're stupid 1% of the time and then full of very important niche intelligence every other time, I think you're doing pretty well for yourself. Yeah, how's that, Meow? Well, that's something I can't break through. That's something most of this team can't break through. We still get to do this. Genuinely, Kahila, I do find you to be remarkably intelligent on a vast majority of situations. Eek! I am sorry, I surrender. Even if that knowledge applies mostly to, I got Fly and Toxic. Well, I don't have Toxic on that set. Can't I just drill peck this? Really? That doesn't even KO. Memento. That also works, I guess. Funny how that paired with the Citrus Berry, though. Well, now we get to set up. Does Metronome get Prankster priority? Like, is Prankster Metronome an actual set that anyone has used, even to not that great effectiveness? I feel like that would be funny. I know about, like, Prankster Copycats. Yeah, Prankster Metronome would be useless, but I know about the... Or was it, the Prankster Riolu set. That's what it was. It was like Copycat Dig or something like that. You we have trouble with. Still, just because I want to see how it turns out. Let me see the strongest thunder you got. Paralysis will work. Prankster Copycat Roar Riolu being banned to Ubers in Gen 5. Oh my goodness. Just for a laugh, does Drill Peck do more? Because I know Snorlax has huge special defense. No, Thunder's the better choice. Mixed Zapdos is a thing in Gen 3, isn't it? That feels like something we'd get. And while he's locked into rollout, and we have absolutely no rock resists because we don't even use Marissa anymore. I mean, I get that, like, Riolu being banned to Ubers, that makes sense. It's stuff like, we're tired of dealing with Gen 4 Machamp no guard dynamic punch that bothers me. But yeah, we've had this conversation. And the fact that, Lynch Jirachi is still running around. Isn't it 8 floors? Yeah, we're at the top. Hello, I am the owner of this tower. How the sky soars above this rooftop. The caress of the winds up here. It's all so perfect. The way you battled, it too was perfection. This is for you. Oh. Wait. We didn't even have to go to the rocket facility. That was just something we could have done immediately after the Elite Four, and we could have gotten the upgrade there. Oh, stupendous! It's marvelous how you've come up here so quickly. The fact is, you've done it in record time. I'll have your record posted at the reception counter. What I would like to see is a better time out of you. I'm counting on you. Until then, farewell. Is that a unique sprite? Or is that Giovanni's sprite? We could have had Porygon 2 so much earlier. Though, what, that would be like one stream earlier? It's definitely based on yeah, it looks like slightly different Giovanni. Giovanni if he wasn't balding. Yeah, I'm getting a big, that's it from there. I guess that's supposed to be the battle tower, although that's not the battle tower I love. Also, look at that. You could see those trainers load in. Yeah. Let me move Skrunko out of the way. Look in the bottom right corner. Missing something, I suppose. In the end, I almost feel like Zapdos... Someone we could have afforded to swap around in this team. Maybe the answer, as silly as it is, even is Dragonite. Dragonite's definitely our strongest Mon by far. But I feel like she shares way too many weaknesses with everyone else. Not many people come out here. If I train here, I'm convinced that I'll get stronger and stronger. Good night, Storm. Sleep well. Yep, stronger and stronger. How'd you like to learn a move like that? It's Swords Dance. Not right now. I like how so many tutor moves here got turned into, TM moves later. Yeah, I'll flick you away effortlessly. Rock Slide, Swords Dance, Substitute. Not the quote I would have expected out of an Aroma lady. Let's see what that I speak to. Not enough. Blastoise is such a cool design for a Pokemon. It's a shame that it doesn't really get the impact that Venusaur and Charizard have. Venusaur and Charizard have always had great spots in competitive, Blastoise less so. Which is a shame because I think design-wise, Kanto's in a very rare situation of all three starters being very well designed. Equally so. Occasionally I feel like there's a weak link in designs for a generation. So the more I think about it, because I think all of Gen 4 starters are equally great. Gen 2, I'd say, are all equally great design. And I'm not talking about statistical performance. I'm just talking about how they look, how they're designed. I feel like Gen 5 has a weak link with Serperior. Because y'all know how much I love Samurott, and Emboar is a design that has definitely grown on me. I just wish they gave Emboar a better stat spread. Why do you go slow, low defenses, and then mixed attack? Emboar would have been such a cool, just physical attacker if they took all that special attack and put it in defenses. Yeah, people like Snivy best for the smirk, obviously. Also, welcome, Secret Potion. Yeah, Gen 2 is really good. What's my favorite set of starters, I wonder? That I gotta think about. I almost want to say Gen 1, but... I gotta think about that. I really like the Hoenn starters, too. Yeah, I saw Mega Embor. I gotta see how that thing actually performs, because design-wise, mwah, perfection, great, immaculate. But they didn't really change its stats to get away from the problem of Embor stats. Yes, Kahila, the omnipresent Incineroar. And unironically, I mean, hello. Y'all know I'm a cat person. Incineroar, or, you know, the whole Litten line, of course, is gonna be my favorite for that generation. Funny how we don't have a super effective hit on Voltorb. And now we might actually have a problem. Though, Rain Dance Thunder should definitely work. Winds, Mega Zapdos with Drizzle. Perfectly accurate Thunder and Hurricane, baby. You'd love to see it. A lot of people would hate to see it, but I'd love to see it. I really like all of the Gen 4 designs, too. Darn! Like, Samurott sits up there as one of my absolute favorite starters ever. And I like the battle function of Superior getting to use Contrary Leaf Storm. But there's definitely an asymmetry for the reasons I like the Gen 5 starters. Though yeah, the more I think about it, they've done generally a pretty good job of keeping every starter per generation designed relatively equally well. Chestnut, Delphox, and Greninja, even though Greninja got the huge spotlight, absolutely. I like the other two. I remember being so confused when I saw Pineco the first time. Like, obviously I recognized it as a pine cone, but... Bug? Bug? What's Fortress supposed to be, anyway? It's camouflage. Well, yeah. But then what's Fortress supposed to be? Bug and steel, but like, what is it? Just any kind of shelled insect, or a chestnut? I guess? Consider me still thoroughly confused. Ah, they're not a double battle. This island is too spread out. It's not easy patrolling the place. I always liked Seven Island the most, I'd say, because there's a really strong set of trainers here to fight and grind against. If it wasn't the case yet for grinding the redone Elite Four, which I guess is something we can do somewhat soon. Yeah, we've got a Sokoban puzzle here, and then we still need to fight the Elite Four again. But that's the only other things left on the checklist, right? I don't know if we could handle the new Elite Four. Don't they get up into the 70s? And of course, the thing I dread. I do know that rematch champion has a Tyranitar. And here I am without Machamp to fight. I punish people who abuse Pokemon. Wow, Machamp really was a good addition to our team. But Machamp will be a better addition to our team in a game where it gets no guard. You were so close. Oh, you know what? That works. And give me a little wallop out there. Good enough. Strength feels like it should be a fighting type attack, right? I know there's stuff like Body Slam, but Strength just being basically a worse Body Slam? I would love HM so more if most of them were better moves. Yeah, good luck. Quadruple ineffective. Really interesting that we got Petal Dance as like the other Outrage move. Well, no, we have Thrash, Petal Dance, and Outrage this generation. It strikes me so weird that they gave the keep attacking for multiple turns move to Grass? Which, as we've discussed before, are kind of the passive defensive healing kind of mons. A secret art? Cute little fan. Wait, was Petal Dance in Gen 1? That feels like a Gen 3 edition. Exclusive to Vileplume, huh? Very strange. We'll run. It's not like we're gonna train up a Dawn fan. Alright, we'll take our little break here. We'll hop back out onto the island. We are at our second hour. I think what we want to do... Yeah, surprised to learn that Battle Throw is Gen 2 of all things. I think we will do our little Sokoban puzzle at the end here. And then see about that Elite Four rematch. Let's give you the EXP share to help you catch up. I do really like the team that we've concocted, even if you're not the best built, I'd say. Wait, who's holding the lucky egg then? Oh, I thought I just took it from you. Oh, that's why. Real quick, we'll sell something. Well, no, we gotta do that, but at the mart. This is back when Pokemon marts and Pokemon centers were not the same thing. No, these darn slow menus with their delay. This is useless. This is useless. These are useful just for selling. We don't need an ice heal anymore now that we have so many full heals to use. Yeah, a lot of these things we could have gotten rid of way earlier. to think we were hurting for money at some point. Don't need you anymore either. Alright. We shall be right back after one more break. Depending on the level difference, we'll see if we end up trying to grind for beating the Elite Four now, or if they're, like, getting up to level 70, maybe we save that for another stream where we just grind this stuff out. Because I've been having fun. I'd like to spend a little bit more time with our crew here. Though, as I've mentioned, that other ROM hack that has been getting some development progress, with both Emerald and FireRed, sounds like a way for us to revisit all of this in the best possible form. Of course, that happens once that whole once that whole game is further along in development. Because as is, there's still some bugs there, but it's a really, really cool ROM hack. I'm excited to show y'all. Alright, break time. See y'all in a moment. we are back in once again. Alright, whole crew's ready to go. I wonder how RTL is doing generally stats-wise. I think this is something where we do want to grab quite a few more calciums and carboses. I think we had a carbos. Thank you for the welcome back, Kahila. Oh, wow, yeah. Zapdos hasn't even gotten that much friendship yet. So in that case... depending on the differences in level, we might just have to do a long-term grinding session just to get ourselves able to get through the Elite Four. With us having a proper Steel type in Bugsy, though, the Gatekeeper of Lorelei shouldn't be an issue anymore. Yeah, despite Gen 3 being so cool, I would miss Zapdos without Roost. Are these a double buff? Just in case. Yeah. Roost and Pressure is really rude. So, I'll team up with John and battle together. So, one of my friends back when I was starting my practice for competitive stuff had a Tyranitar, and I ran Sub-Roost Zapdos specifically to be able to beat him a couple of times. Like, that was able to go kind of 50-50 off of just a few good Substitute and Roost predictions. Like, obviously I did the Substitute twice, and then risk another Substitute when he thought I'd be Roosting to get the full HP back, and so then I dodged the Earthquake and that kind of stuff. Which I ended up having fun with. This is not what you end up doing too well against. But yeah, Sub-Roost Zapdos, unfortunately, is my favorite Zapdos set. I've used it to stall out and disable like the best attacks on just a few key Pokemon on enemy teams. Plus, I'm glad that Pressure being the old token legendary ability, as horrible as that is. I like that it works well on Zapdos. It's a shame that's the one given to so many older designs, though. Like, it really doesn't work on... It really doesn't mean anything on Mewtwo or Dialga or Palkia. It means a lot for Giratina, though. Oh, would you look at that? Just to see if we can. I'm pretty sure your catch rate is low. To be fair? Yeah, no, this would be difficult. I'm pretty sure Skarmory has a relatively low catch rate. If you see Mewtwo, you'd feel the pressure. True, but it doesn't help his function, like, at all. Though... I guess actually... never mind that. I guess defensive Mewtwo works with the fact that he can recover so well. It's just... my darling Nya? Okay, I know that's supposed to be Nia. But the idea of that being her name, Nya. Lex and Nia. Gee, what a combo. But yeah, I do feel like Mewtwo could have something more interesting as an ability. Faster than Zapdos. Well, timid nature, that's right. And with Zapdos only having gotten 2 levels, yeah, that's not nearly enough for some good EV training. Tauros intimidates me the most, because Miltank, this late in the game, shouldn't be that scary with rollout. And then from Gen 5 onward, it kind of stopped being the token legendary ability. Yeah, they were a lot better at getting actual identity to a lot of mons that came later. Even if in Gen 5 they get, oh, this is just Mold Breaker. Yeah, and here I believe... Yeah, this is what we're looking for. Get ourselves a little bit of Sokoban. And for what it seems, kind of an easy puzzle at that. Yeah, we want these sections open, so that's the little twist. We want to go around like this. And there. Classic Sokoban. I do miss these being a lot more prevalent in poker. If they made strength a bit more convenient, yeah, I'd appreciate it a lot more. A mysterious rumble echoed somewhere far away. Almost feels like there'd be so much mystery to that, but that just unlocks the Tenobi Ruin sound here. There's the unknown as well. I forget what the triggers are to get the punctuation mark unknown. Well, that would be our ticket to a Steelix. Gee, right when I turn. Brock's coming back to haunt me. We don't have a Rock Smasher this late. It doesn't matter if you happen to have the strongest Pokemon. It doesn't mean a thing if you don't know how to use them properly. Ooh, wait, that's an idea. How about we do our usual 3-hour stream tonight, and then next time that we would have a FireRed stream scheduled. If we don't, like, in the next 30 minutes get through the Elite Four challenge. We have another stream where we grind out the Elite Four and then use whatever leftover time we have after that. And we make it a showdown stream. Yeah, because I feel like we don't get through the rematch on the Elite Four the first time. We'll give it one go. I said that last time? I probably did, and I completely forgot. You know what? You'd be entirely right. In the games that are... Oh, yeah, that one I know we were having a conversation about with the underleveled part. Because the counterweight to that is that we get to switch and use actual tactics, yada 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 yada. Alright, I'll put that in the Discord. See when folks want to have a showdown stream, if they want it to be like on a weekend or if it's just a little weekday thing to do. Because I know I talked about showdown a lot lately. Of course, that's just because we're playing Pokemon Gen 3, so showdown will be on the mind. I wonder what my favorite generations would be. Like, if I seriously looked at every single one of them. Training by oneself is certainly not a bad thing, but it's also not bad to aim for the top with a partner. Even Bruno. He trained with a fellow by the name of Brawly before. Ah, bit of a lore drop. I work to protect the environment. In turn, nature protects me. Funny how the exact set of attacks we have on Zapdos has the very specific hole of not being able to hit Magneton very well. But Drill Peck and Steel Wing actually do help with a couple of bad Kanto-specific matchups. Though we definitely don't have good enough stats to really get the one-hit KOs we want. All we need is to be able to smash past not to Blastoise, to Zapdos. This is why I keep mixing up things on the nicknames. Bum 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 bum. We survive that. We get full restored, but then we go again. Does Zapdos ever get, like, Air Slash in later generations? What are the good flying-type special attacks to use? Air Slash in a lot of situations. Air Cutter is a little on the weak side. Yeah, I know Zapdos gets Hurricane later. But is there any equivalent of, like, a flying-type Hyper Voice that... And don't say Aerialate Hyper Voice. Wonder if this gets the KO. I almost feel like this is a reason to run Mixed Zapdos in Gen 3. Of course, if I had easy access to Ice-type Hidden Power, that's what I'd do instead. Did we ever get the Hidden Power TM, or is that only through pickup? I feel like we discussed that being a pickup-only thing. Which ones are we missing? Scroll through the list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're missing... Yeah, I think 10 was Hidden Power. Yep, TM10. That checks out. My conditioning's in top form. So yeah, that's a pickup-only item, right? I wonder if we've been sitting on a Hidden Power Ice or Hidden Power Grass Zapdos this entire time. I guess in the general scheme of things, in-game, ice would be better than grass, because grass is like just for Swampert, right? Though I guess hitting Tyranitar on the switch-in would also be pretty good, since this generation we don't get the special defense boost for rock types in the Sandstorm. Right? Or am I wrong? Right, I keep forgetting Quagsire is actually really good. And to think, I remember all this, but I don't remember a lot of the nuances of my algebra class. That would have been way better for me to remember. Ingrid patch has dropped? I hate to say it, but just because I wasn't planning for it prior, I think we'll keep the current plan of, Hollow Knight for tomorrow. And that way we can do Sunday for big Street Fighter stream. You prefer T-Bolt anyway. Yeah. Stab T-Bolt won't make much of a difference with damage versus hidden power grass. So yeah, it would just be for Quagsire and Swampert then, basically. They should have let you Pokemon Ranger in the later games and throw a spinning top straight at people. Welcome back, Queen of Rodents. It's been... well, I think it's been a hot minute since we chatted like this, but I know I've rated into you on a little bit. Well, heck yeah, Storm. You know what? I think that works out better. Street Fighter on Sunday. Plus, the alliterative name makes me happy, of course. You know, seeing all the streams I've hopped in on Queen of Rodents, I wouldn't be surprised if she'd want me to be playing Mega Man 3. Right, TMs were at the top, not at the bottom. Scrolling while looking away. What's the opposite of doom scrolling? Is it boon scrolling? Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't they raise Rock Smash to like 60 power in newer generations? Now, this one I have to look up. Most recent entry still says 40. Wait, was it ever 10 base power? Wait, how are we... okay, this is kind of a weird puzzle. No, we break this one. Then we break the next rock, and yeah, we can just push this into the end. I know they upped Fury Cutter's power. But was Rock Smash ever 10 in, like, Gen 1? Oh my goodness. Why would they do that? You look strong. Let me battle you, please. Yeah, I always liked a lot of Sea Vault Canyon just for how many good strong trainers there were here. I mean, look at that. Five Pokemon. You are as Zapdos of a counter as ever has countered Zapdos. I guess that's also a use for HP Grass, but in Gen 3 competitive, yeah, we don't have much of a rock ground Pokemon to worry about yet, do we? Like, Rhydon isn't quite as powerful as it was in Gen 1, if I remember. But then we have Rhyperior in the next generation. Special attack bites. I mean, yeah, still Rhydon having great stats. Look at that, Slowbro. We ought to use one in one of our future journeys. That's another one of my... I really like training up this Mon for competitive battling, but don't ever use it in a normal playthrough. Same thing with Machamp. I've owned several Machamps before, because Guts Dynamic Punch is fun. But I never really go through a regular playthrough with one. Until now. Same thing with Crobat. Like, I just want to skip the normal playthrough part and just have the... just skip to the Crobat part. Because keeping a Zubat and a Golbat through most of the game, I have less interest in. You'd think Kangaskhan would have way more attack than that. Why the heck does Kangaskhan get Dizzy Punch anyway? That's like, otherwise almost Spinda's signature move, which kind of makes more sense. Uh-oh. Oh, well, never mind. And we don't have Aerial Ace anymore. Not for the moment. Not that we really need it. There's a little house ahead. I wonder if that's where we can get a little bit of rest. Because going back through Emerald recently, they give you a lot of extra resting spots here and there. Oh, I remember this. Dance, dance, Chansey dance. You join in too. Dance, dance. Yes, let's dance. Yeah, it's our goofy healing location. Is this another lucky egg? Oh, the lucky punch, right. Y'all want to talk about weird items. Why? Why? I was given the best possible education to become this strong. I don't want to lose to anyone. Like, I can get the idea of a critical hit item on Farfetch'd, but Chansey? And why does a glove on a spring work for Chansey? Just from the design of that, a boxing glove on a spring almost feels like it would be the, what is it, the safety pads item from newer generations? Lets you use contact moves without triggering the downsides. Okay. Every time I talk about, every time I stream Pokemon, I have to bring up Touhou Puppet Dance Performance. Kahila, I don't know how familiar you are with that, but there's some actual monsters in there, such as Skill Link Aya being a problem. And because of that, a lot of people end up running a... what equates to a Rocky Helmet, Iron Barbs kind of set. Because yes, there is Aya, and she does have Skill Link. Why? I don't know. The lucky punch being for critical hits? Yeah, I guess I can see that. 662 exactly. But think about it, Kahila. A flying fighting type with, I think, 130 base speed, skill link, and then rock blast, arm thrust, and I don't think Pokemon has a multi-hit flying type move, but yeah. Stab multi-hit options on both sides, and then also rock blast. Oh, you mean Chansey's name in Japanese is well, that makes sense now. All is forgiven. It's funny having multi-threaded conversations with stream delay. Tanobi Ruins ahead. I like how looking at Donphan you can kind of guess it's a ground type, but Phanpy not so much. With that little blue color. I don't think we really have anything to do in here, do we? Like, this is just where we find unknown. I don't think there's any unique items or quests that we do here, right? Looking it up. Yeah, looking at the FireRed walkthrough, because we've already gone through most of this. Oh, wait. I know what else we have on the list. That's right, you can't get into Cerulean Cave. What Ord Chamber? Okay, great. Thanks, Kahila. Sure. Yeah. I don't know why you needed to make me see that or recognize it. Sure. Great. Yeah. Proud of you. So, Cerulean Cave doesn't open up until we get the Ruby and the Sapphire. So yeah, that'll be our next stream. We do get a full Nether stream out of this, of, Elite Four rematch, and we gotta cap everything off with catching Mewtwo. I know the risk of having you around, hearing very, very niche things about all surprisingly large number of hyperfixations that we have in common. But actually, when I think about it, that's just like, what? Pokemon and Toho? I mean, that's enough on its own. I can't remember if you were a mildly Sonic fan or very Sonic fan. Via Poix Chamber? Right, fighting games. That was the other big thing. And yes, Kahila, eventually I shall learn a lot more about Mega Man and Castlevania. Yeah, I don't think we have much to do with these ruins here. Rather anticlimactic moment to the stream, but I'd say the climax was more of evolving our Porygon 2. Clifford is teaching me how to paint. And you're the person who has Smeargle, I believe. Though we've seen a few other Smeargles. A huge Sonic fan, much like everybody else. Understood. Yeah, because I know you've said the much like everybody else multiple times before. Well, at least that meme sounds funny enough. Skull Bash is a move that exists. Funny how you sped past everyone once you got the EXP share. No, not that. I need Lucky Egg. Which you have. I don't know how well that set is working for Zapdos. We're missing a few key one-hit KOs with Thunder. And it doesn't really have much PP to carry us through an Elite Four run. Though if we did focus more on getting the special attack boosts... Ah, AV Bun! Welcome to the stream, and thank you so much for the follow. I think if we focus more on the special attack that Zapdos has, that would make Thunder really good for sweeping teams. Could give it a magnet? A very good point. I forget if that's an item... Don't know why it unfollowed. I've noticed that lately. Like... I'd get a lot of followers from a stream and then I'd lose one a few days later. I've been seeing that a lot. Like, it feels like every time my follower count goes up more than one, it drops by one a few days later. Buy it? Where the heck do we buy a magnet? Well, that's what I get to look up. Lip 2? I wonder if these names actually mean anything. Also, I have no reason to be in here. There's no items in here. And yeah, I had a feeling otherwise we'd get it from Magnemites running around. Shame that we only fight Magnemite there and not, like, earlier. A mystic Pokemon is said to sleep inside here. I think you get to run around here freely with no encounters if, you don't open the Tenobi key. Rock Head. Does Geodude get Double Edge? I mean, later on we get Head Smash. Okay, for the sake of advertising TPDP a little bit more, Kahila. My favorite version of Nitori. Slow as heck, Water and Steel, 120 base HP, 130 attack, Trick Room Rockhead Head Smash. Iconic. And Head Smash is a Steel type attack in that game. I'm not much good in battle. So this one's up on top of the stairs, but probably nothing special happening here either. Yep, it still has the good Steel versus Flying, just like in Puppet Dance Performance. Now, if I remember correctly, there should be an event to get the punctuation marks in here. Yes, in TPDP and regular Toho Puppet play, yeah. It keeps the Steel having an advantage versus Flying. And accordingly, Stealth Rock is a Steel type attack, so anything Steel is good against, then Stealth Trap hits. Wait, what's the Science Man doing here? You're new. This island has been... Wait, no. No, you're not. I was so used to seeing random Science Men popping up that they'd have something important for the storyline for us. If you're confident, you should check out Trainer Tower, which we've already done. Different events happen because of different connections. Did you ride a Sea Gallop ferry to get here? There are at least 10 of those high-speed ships. Don't know where they all go, though. Wish we could surf a little bit more. So can we get to the other islands from Vermilion, or what's the deal? Oh, well then. Oh, that's a Mystic ticket, and an Aurora ticket. I forget, this was for Lugia and Ho-Oh, right? What a thrill. In darkness inside. Oh, great. One day you'll go through the rain. I imagine we just go straight down the middle. Oh. Wait, what? Huh? This perfectly normal copy of FireRed has a lot of interesting things it's pulling. Just makes you think of Last Christmas. How long does this go? Oh, right. Is it going to be one of those situations where we got to fight whoever's up top? Oh, wait. What? Oh, my goodness. Well, there's you. Can't go past. So wait, do we not find our normal roaming beasts in the usual situation? I gotta look up what this ROM hack does. And yeah, in the future I'd love to visit FireRed with a few more creature comforts, for sure. I absolutely... See, I've had such a fun time. What, it's been... Wow, I think, yeah, it has been like 3 months. I don't think I won the battle yet. Oh, no. I guess this is how we top off our stream, then. Ho-Oh learns Recover? Like, just regular-ass Recover? I mean, yeah, Phoenix, sure. Or if you wanted to be more accurate, a Fenhua. I butchered that pronunciation. Yeah, that'll work. That won't KO even with a crit. I didn't think we'd automatically get into the fight, but I guess this is where we go. People complain about Seal or the like, but then Ho-Oh is literally just Ho-Oh. The actual Japanese for Feng Wang. Yeah. Do you even know Sacred Fire? Also, for some reason, we have 36 power points on Sword Stance on Bugsy. And I don't know why. I don't know if we accidentally used a PP up when we were trying to use an Ether or Elixir. We can probably find it in a timestamp somewhere. I'm not going to go looking for that. That's an embarrassing moment of misjudgment on yours truly. There we go. I was wondering where your fire attack was. I'm guessing everyone comes back after the Elite Four. But just in case this doesn't work out well. Because we didn't save before we were hopping in here. Right, special defense. wonder if there's anyone who learns Recover and Imprison. Why not? Not like we'll be needing to use these in the Elite Four. Eventually, they're not necessary. Yeah, good old fun, bro. Well, yeah, heal pulse. I was thinking more of the prevent you from, since we don't have heal block in this generation, if we could imprison recover. I'm just gonna hope we don't get hit by Fire Blast. Swift we can tank all day. Maybe not all day. Did we have... Oh, wow. We had an X accuracy that we forgot to get rid of. Musharna is our option for that? Great. It's always after we have 4 Swords Dance sets. 4 Swords Dances set up. I'm excited. I'm getting ahead of myself. Fine. We can beat Recover Spam with Recover Spam. Hit me with a Fire Blast. Let me pressure it away. Really, that's your last move. I like how Ho-Oh has always been great, but yeah, that crippling quadruple weakness to rock. And then they gave it Regenerator of all things. Which, of course, befitting. I guess with Thunderbolt hitting for that much damage super effectively, if we just did Psychic. Yeah. Just putting that in the middle of a baton pass chain. Yeah, the audacity of having something with stored power and then just baton pass if they do swap in a dark type. You know what was really funny? Oh, with Imprison. Okay. I'm liking the idea. But what was really funny, what stored powers reminding me of. One of my friends has an absolute visceral fear of Sigilith, of all things. Because one time I walled their entire team with Cosmic Power, Magic Guard, Flame Orb, Sigilith. And stored power, of course. Yeah, Power Trip not even having anything immune to it. Do Power Trip and Sword Power lose PP for stat drops? I think you're out of Fire Blasts now. Though you're also almost out of everything else. Recover is a pain. This reminds me so much of having to deal with Rayquaza. Oh, BP, yeah, not... Did I say BP? You know what I mean. And yes, you do. You there, high attack mon without technician. Completely understandable, Kahila. You're exactly the kind of person who would run 3 mons with explosion. Or was that 2 explosions and a self-destruct? Oh, you know what? Yeah, that works. Makes me laugh. The nefarious Gengar. Doesn't Gengar learn explosion? Like in a different generation. I don't know why. I feel like Explosion Gengar is a meme that exists. Not necessarily a meme, but something that exists. Well, that's a surprise. I don't think this is gonna work, y'all. Yeah, back when Explosion was a lot stronger. I don't know why they did that. Like, why not just actually print it with twice the attack power? You know what? I'll just try. I don't know how we're gonna catch Ho-Oh. I don't think this is gonna be easy without specifically setting up Imprison Recover. Because Heal Block comes around in Gen 4. Which I guess is useful for situations like this. I know you can make a really, really good wild Pokemon catcher with, Spore, False Swipe, Substitute, Swords Dance, Breloom. Where do we even find Smeargle? Because I know we encounter it as an enemy mon to fight quite a few times. Is it going to be one of those weird altering caves situations? Or is that one of those Johto Pokemon that only showed up in Emerald Safari Zone? Looking it up, looking it up. Artisan Cave in Emerald. Right, that checks out. Or otherwise in Colosseum. Or it was an event in in Gen 3. I'm not sure how much of an option I consider it then. Oh, howdy, Tyr. You're coming in right at the tail end of the stream. We are almost out of Ho-Oh. Because I think Ho-Oh only has like 2 sunny days and a couple of Swifts left. Though, Recover has like 20, yeah. This is the situation we're in. And we're gonna go till one of us drops. But how you doing, Tyr? I was a little busy last night, so I only caught a little bit here and there of yours and Fuse's stream. And now we're running out of false swipe. Great. Not very effective. Steel Wing should do similar damage. Well, still, if two of my best buds are streaming together, I'd love to be there for that. But yeah, I caught a few glimpses of your arcade shenanigans here and there. Oh, heck yeah, it's here. Well, hello everyone in Tears chat. That's, well, I guess that's as weird of a showstopper as any right there. A legend says that its body glows in 7 colors. A rainbow is said to form behind it when it flies. I don't know if we even have a good name here. But yeah, as long as he can give me a warning beforehand every time, Tier. Don't we have Sacred Ash if we pop right back up? Oh. Funny, the whole place lit up, and then I guess that's the end of that. Well, y'all are joining us just at the tail end of our stream, where we've got, as you can see, quite a few other event things we can do. We still have Cerulean Cave and the Elite Four rematch to handle later. We didn't check what's over here. Nothing. Would you mind if we raided in onto you, Tier? What do you mean there's 5-hour... Storm, I think going to bed would be the best option, and then you can just wake up and wake up and wake up and enjoy Ingrid. Let's check out what we got on that Ho-Oh. We keep it regardless, because I'm not too concerned about how things play out with event legendaries for a game that we've basically already completed. But yeah, it's here. Always delighted to raid in on a friend. We've got our choices for what we end up doing next time. I think going around and capturing a lot of legendaries would be cool. Cool way to spend some time. Did we get something cool? Adamant Ho-Oh, let's go! And yeah, pretty plain set here. I'm surprised I don't remember much of Ho-Oh learning Recover of all things. I suppose it makes sense in retrospect. Hey, don't worry. Entei eventually gets Sacred Fire, and then everything works out a lot better. Yeah. Physical fire types before Gen 4 always got the short end of the stick. Well, I think we're gonna find out in just a couple of minutes here. Eventually trademark. True, true, true. So, schedule is looking like very, very likely, not quite 100% chance, but extremely likely that tomorrow is a Hollow Knight stream. Hold on, I'm getting some DMs. Alright, so yeah, should be Hollow Knight tomorrow. Then on Saturday we do more, what's it called? Tomodachi Life. And then Sunday will be Street Fighter, which I'm looking forward to. As well as also kind of just being a general celebratory stream. I'll put up a question in the Discord later on if we want to do... Well, with how we have the timing set up, it seems like we still get another full stream at least of what we got going on in FireRed between Cerulean Cave and the rematch. So I'll ask y'all about a separate Pokemon Showdown stream as kind of our thing to do next weekend. Alright. Just as a courtesy, I shall check everything else that's happening on Twitch, though very, very likely we are raiding in on our friend here, because I always appreciate his presence. Wow, everyone is streaming tonight. Good for them, good for them. 200 follower crowd? Yeah, you know what? That's absolutely worth it. So, everyone, Happy 200 for our good friend Tier. That is showing up in both chats. Good for us. I shall drop his URL for those of y'all on the YouTube side, even though I'm quite certain y'all are familiar with him already. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Thank you everyone so dearly for your attendance, and for such a wonderful set of Pokemon streams. Class is dismissed. Great things are happening soon, and I'm looking forward to seeing y'all.